Hello, my name is Will and welcome to the first ever Rudiment of the Week.
Rudiment of the Week.
That's right, Rudiment of the Week. Each week I'm going to be showing you a different rudiment for you to learn. I'll be demoing how to play it on the practice pad before I show you some of my favourite ideas of how to play them on the drum kit. This week we're going to be starting with the single stroke 4. So, the single stroke 4 is a triplet based rudiment. So if you haven't had a go at triplets before, I would recommend doing that first. Having said that, it's still quite straightforward in its sticking. All it really is just right, left, right, left. 4 notes. Right, left, right, left. So that's kind of quite similar to single strokes. But what's different about the single stroke 4 is how we play them. What rhythm we play them in. When we usually count triplets, we feel them as 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So we're feeling 3 evenly spaced hits per beat. But with the single stroke 4, we're starting the second triplet 1 and a 2, and we're not playing the next 2 notes of the triplet. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So we're missing out those 2 of the second triplet. If you're someone where the counting kind of makes you a bit confused and you're like, what and the what now, what the E and the R and the what and the who and the what's it and the bit, what, huh? What's going on? If you're one of those people, an easy way to remember this rhythm is the classic bibbidi bob. Bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob. It won't let you down. Bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob. Bibbidi bob will actually get you very, very far in life. It's all about feeling the rhythm. That's the most important thing of this rudiment. So how we count it, really, at first, doesn't matter. It's just about getting that rhythm going. So I will demo it a few times for you here on the practice pad, and then we'll take it over to the kit and see what other kind of fun stuff we can come up with. Here we go. Bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob. 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4, 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4. Bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob, bibbidi bob. 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4, 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4. Oh, all right then. So there's loads of different things that you can do with the single stroke 4 on the kit. I'm going to be showing you about 4 combinations to begin with. And initially, all we're going to try and do is play the single stroke 4 as a drum fill. On the hi-hat, snare and bass drum, I'm just going to play 2 bars of quarter notes. So just this. Followed by 4 single stroke 4s around the kit, and I'm just going to put each pattern on each drum. So you're basically doing 2 bars of your drum beat and 2 bars of your single stroke 4s. Should sound something like this. Once you're feeling quite comfortable moving around the kit doing that, why not try and zoom in a bit closer to your pattern and see if you can play it across 2 sounds. So this time, I'm going to see if I can split the single stroke 4 between the tom and the snare. So rather than 4 hits on 1 sound, I'm now playing them across 2. Should sound something like this. So you could try tom to snare. You could also perhaps try playing snare to floor. I'm going to try that alongside my drum beat now, and I'm actually going to do 2 of each. So 2 of my tom to snare, followed by 2 single stroke 4s of my snare to floor. Get those bibbidi bobs ready. Let's go. Bit faster. If you're comfortable with 2 sounds, why not try 3? If we take a closer look at that snare to floor tom, instead of playing 2 snares at the beginning of the pattern, why not try playing a snare, rack tom, and then 2 floor toms? So instead of this, I now have this. Snare, tom, floor, floor. Bibbidi bob. Alongside the groove. If you're comfortable with that, why not try and see if you can bring the left hand back to the snare drum? So now we play snare, tom, floor, snare. Snare, tom, floor, snare. Bibbidi bob. 1 and 2. Then sounds really cool if you kind of flip-flop between the 2. With the groove. So when you start to speed it up, you start to get that kind of Led Zeppelin, John Bonham vibe. And it especially sounds cool if you replace the last left hand with the bass drum. You know what I mean? So that one is just snare, tom, floor, kick, but still in that same rhythm of 1 and 2. Bibbidi bob. Bibbidi bob. Bibbidi bob. Bibbidi bob. Bibbidi bob. So those are just a few of the combinations you can start to use with the single stroke 4. The next test really is to see if you can put these patterns alongside other subdivisions. So playing the single stroke 4 with 8th notes, 16th notes, or perhaps triplets as well. That becomes a very Ringo Star Beatles sort of sound that you can create. So for example, if I were to play 8th notes alongside the single stroke 4, 1 and 2 and a 2, 3 and 4 and a 4. Or perhaps 1 and 2 and a 2, 3 and a 3 and a 4 and a 4. If I mess around with the orchestration a little bit, get a bit of Come Together by the Beatles. There's so much that you can do with a single stroke 4. Today, all I wanted to do is give you a couple of combinations, but do give it a go, see if you can mix it up with your other vocabulary in your playing, and before you know it, you might be doing some things a bit like this. Hope you've enjoyed this week's Rudiment of the Week. If you have, please like this video and subscribe to the channel to get more drum lessons like this one. My name is Will, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Love it, love that single stroke 4.